grab a seat, perhaps increase the volume of your TV set or your device at about this time, because it's about to get some interesting in some of the stories I'll be telling you in a matter of minutes. So today, the President, Muhammadu Buhari, was in the southeast region of the country for the campaign of the APC. And it perhaps ended the day's campaign in Owerri, the capital of Imo State. Some interesting drama played out. Well, that is one state, Imo, where the sitting governor, who is running for Senate, is supporting a candidate from the AA. Well, there's been inter-party crisis. The party is supporting the candidate of the APC, Senator Onnoghen. The DG of the campaign, Rotimi Amechi, had earlier climbed the podium and asked the chairman of the party, Adams Oshiomhole, to announce Senator Onnoghen as the candidate of the party. Very brief word. And when Mr. Oshiomhole came on the stage, he did not mince words at all about the candidate of the party and some of the issues raging in the APC in Imo State. When it was the turn of the president to speak, he got into the podium. It's perhaps an interesting twist to the whole scenario. Allow you to listen for yourself to whether or not where the president stands on the matter of whether AA or APC, or where the supporters of the APC should turn at the polls. Take a listen.
And I want you to please maintain your balance, your senses. Don't allow intra or inter-party to remove your senses of responsibility. Your vote is your vote. Choose whoever you like across party and ethnicity and religion. I thank you very much.
You heard the president. You may be asking the question, who exactly was the president endorsing there? The candidate of the PDP, the candidate of the APC or the candidate of AA at that rally? Well, this is politics. Anything can happen. Let's go to yet another interesting story. The candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, has written to the ambassadors of France, Germany, the European Union, the United States, and the UK High Commissioners. Mr. Atiku is alleging that President Buhari is involved in a series of constitutional breaches. Atiku says President Muhammadu Buhari is threatening Nigeria's democracy by serially alleged that is breaching the provisions of the Nigerian constitution and undermining organs and institutions of state in order to advance his personal interests. But the president has ironically, according to Atiku, taken oath to safeguard and defend the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The reality, according to Atiku, is selective and wanton violations of his provisions means that his oath is observed only in the breach. He cited instances like suspension of the CGN, Onnoghen, purchase of the Tucano aircraft, alleged disregard for orders of court in the case of Dasuki and El Zazaki. He concluded his letter to these countries and institutions by saying the general elections are upon us, and yet again and asking these institutions to help defend Nigeria's constitution and play an active role in building our country. He says, even if Nigerians opted not to elect him, the PDP candidate, as president, the incumbent must go into the polls only in his own record of lack of respect for the rule of law and not on the spurious perception of his quote integrity.
And all Nigerians and friends of Nigeria who have expressed outrage over the unlawful removal of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, I need to state that this latest action by General Muhammadu Buhari falls squarely within the pattern of executive lawlessness that has now been firmly turned into statecraft by the APC government. This behavior is alien to democratic rule and more in line with that of a military dictator.
Well, now to one of our major discussions tonight, the suspension of Justice Walter Onnoghen as the Chief Justice of Nigeria continues to develop. And today, the National Judiciary Council, NJC, has given Justice Walter Onnoghen and the Acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Tanko Muhammad, 7 days to respond to different petitions written against them. The NJC gave the ultimatum during an emergency meeting which was presided over by a former president of the appeal court, Justice Umar Abdullahi. In total, the NJC considered 4 petitions, including one against the chairman of the Code of Conduct Tribunal, Danladi Umar, which was referred to the Federal Judicial Service Commission, FJSC, which is the appropriate constitutional body empowered to deal with it. The NJC is to reconvene on February 11, 2019. Meanwhile, Justice Walter Onnoghen has appealed the ruling of the Code of Conduct Tribunal ordering his suspension. According to the appeal, the suspended CJN pleaded that the chairman of the CCT and a member, Mrs. Julie Anabo, erred in law and violated the Constitution when they ordered his suspension. He also claimed that they violated his right to a fair hearing by not giving him an opportunity for fair hearing. He therefore asked the court to set aside the ruling of the CCT, asking him to step aside as the Chief Justice of Nigeria and chairman of the NJC. Let's get some legal perspective to all of this matter, and it's developing, and it looks so much that it's something that may drag for some time. Joining me on the program tonight is a Vice Chancellor of the Bayes University in Abuja and a Professor of Law, Professor Tahir Maman. Thank you so much, Professor, for coming on the program tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We did thought that the NJC was going to sit, but did you expect the resolution that came out of that NJC emergency meeting today?
Certainly, it is expected because the NJC, well, to start with, I think it's a major silver line, actually, from the dark cloud that have been hanging over the judiciary, and by extension, actually, this country, because we now have the appropriate body, taking control of the situation, which wasn't the situation before, where we were somehow trying to descend into some anarchy. And this coming on the heels of the decision of the CCT to have adjourned the matter for the Court of Appeal to continue with its appeal is the appropriate thing to do. And then you can see the urgency with which the NJC approached it by abridging the normal period of 14 days, which it gives people with petitions to respond. And then the people who are directly affected by it stepping aside, not be part of the proceedings of the agency while this matter is going on. So it's actually the right thing to do in terms of the means, not the end, because
it's looking good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's looking good.
It does look like the judiciary is getting itself back and the NJC is rescuing the situation. Does it look like that?
Oh, sure.
I mean, if some people had said the executive should withdraw the suspension and the NJC should take over, the acting CJN and the suspended CJN should also recuse themselves. It does look like part of that has been done. Do you still think that the executive should withdraw the suspension over the suspended CJN?
Well, no. If you noticed, the NJC didn't get drawn into the controversy of whether it is what the president did was right or wrong. Because it is premature at this stage. It will actually cause problem for them if they had plunged into that part of it. So what they did today is just the correct thing to do. Because if somebody is faced with an allegation, there's a petition, the natural thing is to give the person, the right to reply and explain, give an explanation of on the petition against the person, and that's what they have done.